And good afternoon to you. My name is Kody McPherson. We are tracking dry conditions right now on First Alert Doppler Network. However, things are going to change as we head on into the overnight, and we've got a little bit of weather to talk about, and I want to tell you everything that you're going to need to know to help you prepare for the overnight hours. We'll go ahead and just walk you through Futurecast. We'll talk about everything you need to know. But again, as we take a look at First Alert Doppler Network, we'll zoom into Southern Illinois, closer to some of your hometowns, seeing things are dry right now and that there is no rain in sight to talk about, at least yet. As we take a look at current temperatures across the area, a wide view showing ranges of temperatures in the upper 70s from Mount Vernon all the way to the mid and upper 80s farther south into portions of southeast Missouri and west Kentucky. Those feels like numbers not feeling too bad, but notice out west it's really oppressive out there towards Farmington, West Plains, also in Poplar Bluff there, numbers ranging from about 90 to 98. And when we factor in the dew points, we've got dew point temperatures in the 70s right now, and relative humidity numbers not far off from that either. And the relative humidity is going to go up drastically as we head on into the overnight. Now today we've had some wind gusts across the area. Not really a heavy wind or anything like that, but it was a nice breeze. So as you were outside today, maybe doing some yard work or something like that, again, it was nice to have the breeze. I picked up limbs today at work, and so that did help to cool us off. Right now, just light to variable winds, nothing too much in the way of storm activity. Let's go ahead and take a wide view, though. This is what we're going to be tracking overnight tonight. Now, notice we've got temperatures out here in Missouri anywhere from 102 to 108 near Paragould, Arkansas. And so the warmer we can get, which we're already reached our max daytime high right about now, this is the peak heat time of the day, any heat we can retain tonight will help for future storm development, which is going to occur tonight. And these storms are going to move into a more I guess favorable air mass would be the word for it, for that storm development. Notice these lines right here on my cursor. These are called isobar lines, and the closer these lines get, the stronger the wind fields will be, and the wind fields are going to pick up overnight tonight. So let's talk about it. Give me just a second here. We're going to walk you through it on Futurecast. Here's Futurecast. Notice at 6 o'clock, again, you see those isobar lines. We just talked about those. Futurecast is pulling out more clouds than I think we have out there already, but we'll start to see clouds again filter in. So that's the key thing. Should start to see more clouds filter in the later we go into the overnight. And rain we'll be watching for later on. Notice by 7 o'clock things are mostly dry. It's trying to hint out a couple of showers, maybe a couple of sprinkles across the area. Those will be possible, and I think we could have a couple of maybe sprinkles here and there. But right now, for the next few hours, things look fairly quiet, and I don't think the air is quite primed for moisture and precip. But again, we're going to watch for that. Notice by 9 o'clock tonight, Futurecast really starts to bring in some storm development along I-44, along Rolla and Owensville. These lines are starting to get closer together that you can see, those thin gray lines that we talked about. Those are those wind fields that continue to increase, and we're going to have to watch for storms that come in tonight. Here's 11 o'clock showing storms crossing the Mississippi River. At least this model brings them in from about 9 o'clock tonight. The NAM model is bringing these in as early as 7, but I think it's going to be a little bit later than that. So we're going to stick with 9 o'clock about the time these storms start to roll in to our area and show up on our radars. Here's about midnight showing storms across the area, but let's roll it further. Here's 2 o'clock. Notice these purple colors here where we see those storms. That's Futurecast is really trying to tell us that we could have some hail, and we very well could have some hail with storms that form, especially tonight, and gusty winds as well. So probably with this event, we'll have to watch every storm, and notice even there those black colors showing up near Cape Girardeau. Again, that's just Futurecast telling us here in the Weather Center that things are going to get active. So I primarily am concerned with damaging winds, probably up to 60 mile an hour. We could see some if these storms can misbehave enough. We'll probably have winds up to 70, but again, right now we'll just say 60 to 65 mile an hour winds and at least quarter size hail, maybe some larger as well. There are some indications maybe for some larger hail, but at least some quarters, maybe some peas and marbles and quarters being spit out of these storms. Here we are at 4 a.m. continuing to show these storms moving through, and it's going to continue through the mid-morning hours. We'll be watching these radars closely, and of course, again, I'll keep you up to date on the timing, but right now the highest resolution model runs keep this activity all the way through the morning, and it doesn't clear out of here until late. Here's where this model stops at about 8 o'clock, showing that the bulk of the strongest activity moves out by about 8 a.m. Thursday. All right, let's walk into some other data real quick. We're going to talk about rainfall totals across the area, and then we'll talk about some other things that you need to know. All right, here's a look at the rainfall totals. This is 5 o'clock tomorrow. Now, the storms won't be exactly over by 5 a.m. tomorrow, but I wanted to show you what Futurecast is thinking, at least based off, this is the same model, that high resolution that we were talking about. 4.5 inches for Carbondale there, and notice the range where Futurecast was bringing those heavier storms through that we just looked at earlier. If you need rewind, the heaviest storm activity brings a lot of heavier rainfall. So wherever the heaviest rain can set up, we'll get more training. Obviously, you know, that would lead to more rainfall. So again, it just depends on where the heaviest storms set up. Here's a closer look at portions of central southern Illinois and southeast Illinois, showing ranges from anywhere from 4 inches at Carbondale, 2.5 at Ava, 3 1/4 at Anna there, 2 inches for Vienna, 2.5 there at Karnak, and as little as 1/2 inch and 4/10 of an inch at Junction, and just at 1/4 inch there for North City. We'll go ahead and real quickly take you up to northern southern Illinois. I plotted some numbers up there for you as well. 2 inches there at Sparta. We're talking as much as 1/2 inch for Benton. Brockton, just over 1/4 inch. 3/10 of an inch there at McLeansboro, and 3/10 of an inch as well for Murfreesboro. So again, we'll continue to watch for storms overnight tonight. I ask that you would please stay up to date with us so that you can get the latest information on these storms. Again, we'll continue to track them though and keep you up to date. Reporting right now in the Weather Center, Kay McFerrin, 9 News.